According to legend, Chen Shoniang was a very beautiful woman from Fuchun, Taiwan, in the late Qing dynasty. She was the wife of a local villager, Lin Shou. However, Lin Shou passed away very young. The abide by the law, Shoniang insisted not to remarry, and she was still young. She became a widow at a young age. In addition, this villager Lin Shou had a younger sister. Shoniang's sister-in-law, who was also good-looking and worked as a prostitute. One day, a master from the yamen came to Lin Shou's house to spend money. After the shopping, he fell in love with Shoniang's beauty, so he used a lot of money to lure Shoniang's sister-in-law and mother-in-law, asking them to persuade Shoniang to spend the spring night with him. Seeing the money, they began to persuade Shoniang to sell herself, but Shoniang insisted on keeping her integrity no matter what they said. The more they tried to persuade Shoniang, the more upset they became. Seeing that Shoniang could not persuade her, they began to domestically abuse Shoniang. People originally thought that Shoniang would obey obediently. But unexpectedly Shoniang refused to comply. In the end, the two tied Shoniang to a chair and stabbed Shoniang's lower body with sharp objects. Shoniang screamed and died. Shoniang's brother was devastated after hearing the news, but he still came to the Lin family in Fuchun to attend the funeral. When the coffin was about to be sealed, he noticed that there was something strange about Shoniang's body. It was covered with injuries and it did not look like she died of illness, so he went to the neighbors to find out. In the process of inquiring, the neighbors were very surprised to learn that Shoniang was tortured to death. The villagers, who were angry at the behavior of their sister-in-law and mother-in-law, buried Shoniang in Shanzawei. Together with Shoniang's brother, they sued Lin's mother and daughter to the government office, hoping to seek justice for Shoniang. Faced with the public's anger, the public sector had to deal with it. However, the magistrate himself had a relationship with the master who bought sex, and the master had given him a lot of benefits. Under the protection of the officials, the magistrate declared that the autopsy was no injury, and the mother-in-law was not tortured to death. The result of this judgment made the people even more angry. In anger, everyone threw stones at the magistrate's sedan. The magistrate's sedan was smashed and he fled. In the face of increasingly angry people, the government had no choice but to sentence Lin and his daughter to death in order to help the magistrate wipe his ass, and hastily close the case. Just when everyone thought the matter was over, our culprit, the master, quietly absconded back to Tongshan and was at large.